Well, it's the beginning of the week, which means it's Monday. Got a doctor's appointment coming soon. Hope my temperature is 98.6. Hello, everyone. My name is Wayne.
And I'm Rebecca.
And we are Your Bourbon Journey.
Well, of course, Wayne's making fun of the fact that we have the Blood Oath here. Blood Oath Pact 12, as a matter of fact. And if you know anything about Blood Oath, you know its proof is always 98.6. But seriously, let's tell you a little bit about this release, and then we'll get into tasting it. Blood Oath Pact 12 is a straight bourbon whiskey. It was blended and bottled by Master Distiller John Rempe using sourced and undisclosed bourbons. The mash bill is undisclosed, but we understand it to be a ryed bourbon mash bill. It's a blend of 9-year and 12-year ryed bourbons combined with a 7-year ryed bourbon. The proof is 98.6. SRP is $129.99. It was released April 25th, 2026 as a distillery release, and then later in June of 2026 as a national retail rollout. This edition features the brand's first double Italian wine cask. The 7-year component was rested first in fruit-forward Montepulciano casks and then refined in savory Sangiovese casks. Total production was limited to 51,000 bottles, with 1,400 bottles held back for a future trilogy release. We purchased this on May 29th, 2026 for $159.99 at Lux Row Distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky. I'm pretty excited about this. We picked this up the same day we were at the Remus bottle event with Ian Sturzman. They had this out, so obviously we were going to pick it up. It hadn't been nationally released yet. We've just started picking up Blood Oath in the last few years, and we've gotten every one of them at Lux Row Distillery. I'm just saying. So if you really are a fan, make the trip to Bardstown. You know you can get one there, and you're probably going to get a pretty decent price. Mm-hmm. But what made me excited about this one, Wayne, do you know what made me excited?
What made you excited?
Montepulciano and Sangiovese are two varieties of wine that were very popular from our vintners in Ramona, California, which was near we lived, and our favorite wineries to go to in Southern California. We loved both of those types of wines. Sangiovese always sounded like a nice summer one, whereas Montepulciano could go a little darker in the fall as well. So great, usually great like red fruit notes and things. So I'm pretty excited. It's wines that we are familiar with and that we loved for many years. So I'm hoping we can really pick those out.
Here I thought it was from an Italian restaurant that we go to or went to out in Southern California that served that on the menu, whatever. It was very tasty.
This is Pact 12, so it's the 12th year of doing this. And then every few years I do this trilogy thing of them where you can go back and get some, maybe if you didn't get them before. Those are pretty popular packs. Try to get this opened up a little bit here. I just cracked the bottle open. Usually I do it a couple hours ahead of time, but we were kind of busy today, so it just got opened in the last hour. So it hasn't had a lot of time to breathe. But I'll try to get it some air while we're sitting here and chatting.
Well, let's just pray that the proof doesn't wafe up and knock me out, because that 98.6, I tell you, it's a killer.
It's gitchy that they always want it to be the blood temperature. I think it's kind of cute.
It is what it is, and everybody's got to have a gimmick, and it's a good one.
I do get those wine notes.
Yeah.
A lot of red fruit kind of thing coming forward from the red grapes. Some kind of spice as well. I'm kind of liking it. And those are pretty nicely aged in there. 7-9-year-old things with the wine, so
I'm wondering
that's
if
pretty
it's
good.
all spice. There's something.
I think that's possible.
There's something a little spicy in there.
Yeah, it's kicking my nose a little bit.
A little bit of a wafting of maybe some brown sugar too. This is actually fairly dynamic, and I think more dynamic than the previous year, if I remember correctly.
Wasn't last year the tequila one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was okay. But I digress.
I'm ready to taste it.
Oh, I am too. So, cheers to the Blood Oath from this year with Sangiovese and Monte Carlo Bullamate, whatever it's called.
Pact 12.
Pact 12. Cheers.
Okay. That has got some, if I were tasting wine, I'd say that's got some fruity jamminess to it.
This is definitely for wine drinkers out there.
Yep.
It's really good. it seems that we've encountered quite a few people, and I don't understand this, that really are into these finishes, and I don't get it. I think that wineries, distilleries, and stuff have to evolve, and I really like the fact that distilleries are now combining with wineries and wine casks and wine finish type stuff to mix and make a unique flavor.
Well, and it also introduces people to bourbon that maybe were wine drinkers. We were previously wine drinkers. I was bourbon before wine, now back to bourbon. But I think if you were a strong-willed wine drinker, to get a bourbon finish in wine, it might open your palate up to start accepting those flavors of bourbon. So it's a good opportunity. And for those of us that do like red wine, it kind of brings the best of both worlds together for us. So it's a win-win.
It does. And my favorite of this line of Blood Oath was, my favorite wine is Cab Franc, and that's what they did for 10, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think that was 2024.
Yes. And I do love that one. It's a preference. It's my favorite wine, but it comes through really, really well. I'm gonna pick up my glass again because I want to go over this a little bit more.
Yeah, and smelling it again after tasting it, it's just red fruits, almost. Some of the ages, I'm getting a little bit of a leather note that I'm liking.
I wish I was. I'm getting, listen, a little bit of a baking spice. That makes it interesting to me because here I'm getting this grape, and I know it's red wine grape and all that. Then all of a sudden there's this poof of a baking spice, and I don't know if it's allspice. It's something a little bit different than I normally get.
Yeah, I think it could be allspice. I think that's a pretty good call because it's not a cinnamon. It's too forward to be a nutmeg. Nutmeg is kind of light, a little bit sweet, so it's not quite there. So I think allspice is a pretty good call on that. But it was made with bourbons that probably had a High-Rye mash bill. So I'm guessing things that were in the 30 to 40%. Often Lux Row partners with MGP because that is their parent company. So it's not unusual to get some of those MGP High-Rye bourbons. They didn't disclose that, but just saying. I'm just guessing. And we know how much MGP has a lot of High-Rye bourbons. And so I think some of the spice note is coming from the rye.
And for me, the spice, mid-palate, to steal something from my wife, I really like the mouthfeel of this. There's something about it in the middle that I wouldn't say it's creamy, but it's really nice tasting. And then it transitions back, and I'm getting like a black pepper on the back for a finish. I'm really digging this. This is a nice ride.
What I'm finding, to pick up on the viscosity conversation here, is what it's doing for me is it's allowing it to really linger on my tongue and just stay there. So every sip provides a new layer. So right now, my palate is feeling like I have this very strong forward wine flavor on my palate. But as it hits your palate coming on the front, it's got a little hint of spice. And as it goes to the back, I am getting that pepper nut in the back as well. So the viscosity is allowing it to really layer and do different things, which is giving you a really fun experience. This one might be one of my favorite Blood Oaths I've had in a while. Yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Well, it might be interesting at some point to bring it up against 10, because 10 was my favorite wine finish. And I don't remember the others, if there was any other wine finishes. They might have been. But it'd be interesting to line them up and blind them and pick a winner.
Yeah, this is pretty good. Now, they're always a little bit more, right? So I think the suggested retail price is around $130. We paid $160 for it at the distillery, but I don't think I've ever seen a Blood Oath in a store for $130. I just don't think I've ever seen that. And you usually get some markups. You got this great wood box. I mean, it's pretty cool. The bottle comes in here, you get that. So if you like all the display items, it's pretty cool to have that as well. And the bottle is always lovely. They look great sitting together. So if you like to collect things, of course we collect them, but we open them and we drink them. I think it's a pretty good one this year. I'm impressed with the blending by John Rempe. I think he did a great job, and great selection of 2 Italian wines.
Well, the Rempster is really good at what he does, and he is really good at blending things. And this is a home run. Yeah. I know there are people out there that are not partial to it. It's too low a proof. It's too this and that, whatever. This is good. This is really, really good. I would definitely recommend buying it.
I also don't think it drinks 98.6.
No.
It's got a lot happening. Sometimes when something's under 100 for me, I don't have enough oomph to get great flavor profiles off of it, or there's not enough viscosity because it's been watered down too much. Perhaps because of the age of the initial bourbons, then with these wines have a lot of nice texture to them. I'm getting more texture, I'm getting more flavor. It's probably drinking around 105 to 110 for me, just from a flavor profile and how it feels on my palate.
Well, we recently reviewed my cousin's bourbon, the McBrayers, and that's a 105. And honestly, if we were blinding this, I would be guessing this probably about that proof. It definitely drinks hotter.
Not in a bad way.
Not in a bad way. I should say higher. It drinks a higher proof than it is, and it's very pleasant, and it's well done. It's where it needs to be. Yeah,
because it's going to get 98.6 every time just because of the gimmick. But this time, I think it worked, possibly because of the age, possibly because of the type of finish they were using. But so if you get turned off because it's under 100, or you think it's too gimmicky, or if you don't like wine finishes, you probably would not like this because the wine finish does come through. So if you're partial to wine, you might find this a really fun little experience.
And who knows, John Rempe might be out in the rick houses massaging these barrels going, please be good, please be good, please be good. And, they rewarded his efforts. He does a really good job out there, and we really like him too. I haven't seen him in a while. I hope you get a chance to catch up with him. Well, thank you for your time and watching us review this Blood Oath. We'd like to give a cheers to the 12. If you like what we do, hit the subscribe button. Always remember to drink responsibly. Today, drink your temperature, 98.6. Cheers.
Cheers.